Hi, I'm Gail Damiano, motivational speaker, high performance intuitive coach, sober mom boss, and founder of Legal Ease Wellness. And I'm here today with Brandy Wilson Edwards. She is joining us today from the great state of Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, hi. Okay. So we are doing this really short and sweet mini series of interviews for Lawyer Wellbeing Week, Legal Wellbeing Week, for the kickoff of the Mental Health Awareness Month. So I chose to pick five of my favorite people in the legal world to interview this week. So you'll see one each week. Today is Brandy. So I'm going to roll right into it. Hi, Brandy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Let's see where this goes. So I'm going to start with my number one question, which is, what is your favorite way to introduce yourself to people?
I typically introduce myself as an attorney and motivational speaker and then see where it goes because that usually has a few questions that follow.
Great. Yeah, you don't really usually hear those back to back. So very,
Right.
very cool. I know that self-love is really at the core of your work. And so would you just tell us some about the self-love challenge and what advice you would give to those watching who can't seem to access their self-love?
Yes. So I'm the founder of the Self Love Challenge, and that's really uh, just my platform that I use for my speaking, coaching, pre COVID, hosting events and retreats and things like that. And it started by my own self love journey, which was unintentional, and the mindset shifts that I was having, and reaching a place where I was able to love myself and accept myself in the moment without conditions. And that has taken a lot of work. And for anyone watching, self love is a journey. It's not a destination where you reach and there's no more work to do. We are always evolving as human beings. And my approach to self love is it is a lifestyle. It's really everything that we choose to do and everything that we choose not to do. It's about making empowering choices over disempowering choices. So, Gail, I really resonate with your choice to stop drinking because I stopped drinking over 3 years ago. And I tell people thank you. It was a way for me to really elevate my life personally and professionally. And I know that's a choice that everyone has to make on their own with where they're at and different things like that. But for people watching who are struggling with accessing self love, is just try your best to love yourself while you work on yourself,
Mm.
which means you love yourself during the process, during the work, not after it. Because I feel like so many people wait to think, I'll love myself when I achieve this or when I accomplish this. And the same thing with success and happiness. I'll feel successful when, I'll feel happy when, rather than deciding it's a choice and you can love yourself in this moment, even though you want to work on yourself and improve in a variety of different ways.
I love that. Yeah, so much. I'm just over here nodding and just, yeah, feeling all the feels. Excuse me. Yeah, my journey of sobriety has really just thrown everything into full full gear, fifth gear, whatever. It's gone going uphill, full steam ahead. And
And
so
congratulations on yours as well. I find it very
yeah,
inspiring,
it,
and
it's
it's really a
amazing.
new movement. I feel like we can create when we share, like how
Mhm.
amazing life has gotten for
Yeah,
both
and I
of
gotta
us.
say, and I'm sure there's people watching this that are gonna feel triggered because that's how it happens. When, before I was able to get to the point where I was ready to quit because I had a 20-year love affair with alcohol. I don't know how long you were in it, but it whatever, doesn't matter. Everybody's journey is different. But when I wasn't ready to make the shift yet, but I knew in my soul that I wanted to, it would trigger me. So I would say things like, yeah, shut up. I don't want to hear it. Quit talking how great your life is. I don't care. Like, you're
Right.
not me, step off, that kind of an attitude where it's just like really just, it's like sandpaper on your soul, on your heart. It's just like, you want something better and you don't know how to ask for it, or you don't know how to give yourself that extra love, that extra room to grow and let it be
Hmm.
okay that you are where you are. It just, it took me, and as it takes all of us that, make that flip from user, being an alcoholic or a user to being living sober. It's that recognition, like you said, that self-love, like it's okay that I'm on this journey. I'm choosing to love myself no matter what now anyway. And I like to say too, like if you can't find something about yourself to love, like in the throes of whatever negative emotion roller coaster that you're on in the moment, find something in your surroundings, even like this jacket. I really love this jacket. And I love how it makes me look and it feels comfortable. That's small enough to get the wheels going and just start going from there. So yeah, it's an every minute phenomenon. It's not even every day, and that the struggle too, as far as getting sober. It's not it's not I choose not to drink and then I'm done. It's hold on for dear life, because this is going to be the biggest roller coaster ride you've ever been on. But yeah, the other side is excellent. And talking about celebration, I'm just going to go right into my next question for you. A giant cause for celebration is that you are a bona fide published author.
Yes.
Yay!
I've already heard.
Here's your book, hooray. So tell us a bit about the book and what it took for you to write it and who the book is for.
Thank you so much for acknowledging my big accomplishment. I'm so excited. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. And I had a unique opportunity to participate in a collaborative book where a variety of different authors were able to share their own story and write a chapter around bringing value, solving problems, and leaving a legacy, which is the title. You can find it on Amazon. And I wrote about how I was able to turn burnout in my legal career into a blessing. And I share my journey of how I introduced myself as an attorney and a motivational speaker, because it was really through some unhappiness that I was experiencing, just doing the same thing every single day, paperwork, legal work, reviewing contracts, all of the stress that comes along with our profession, that I started asking myself, what is it that I want? Do I want to continue doing this forever? Do I want to make some changes and do something different? And it turned out to be an epic self-discovery journey, and it led me to motivational speaking. And so I share some of that journey in my chapter. And the purpose of writing it was to really help people find meaningful happiness in their life. And so I wrote it for the legal community and really anyone else wanting to find that meaningful happiness, but particularly people in the legal community. And so I thought, what were the steps that I took in my life to go from being unhappy to really enjoying life every single day? And it was the 5 C's, which was to desire change, seek clarity, practice courage, build confidence, and then celebrate yourself like I'm doing right now. And doing those things over and over again, specifically starting with the first step of desiring change rather than embracing it, seeking some type of change in your life. And that self-awareness that comes with it. Why do you want that change? How will your life benefit from that change? And practicing courage to really take inspired action, and then celebrating yourself for those many milestones along the way.
Yeah, awesome. And so it's such a gift. It's really a gift that you're offering the world just by taking that. And what starts with, and this hit me when you were talking too, and it's so true. It starts with asking yourself the questions, right? What if I didn't have to feel like crap? What if there was a different way to look at this? Look at it like an attorney. Okay, I got to solve a problem. Let me start asking some questions.
Yes.
Same thing with your inner self, with your life. Am I aligned with my work? Is this really what I want? Like, a lot of people don't ask those questions out loud or even write them in a journal. They just kind of hold them as a feeling inside their body until they implode or start using too much or drinking too much or whatever. And the cycle. You've been through it too. I've been through it too. Yes. Before you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm going to break through now. This is the thing. So yeah, thank you so much for saying that. And the 5 C's is something that is great. It's easy to teach. It's you can use one hand to show 5.
Yes.
It's not big, it's small. But what it reminds me of a lot of the work that I'm doing too. I create programs that are simple in their design and they're simple to grasp, but the real work is when you implement.
Absolutely.
What was the first one? Desire change. Okay, well, that's simple when you say desire change, but when people start doing that, all kinds of stuff comes up, right? So right. I mean, like when I got sober, I thought there's something I've got to do with my hands, with my life, with my time. What do I do now? So I sat down and I said, what's been working for me? What can I put in a simple, small list that people can grasp onto? Like if anybody else wants to do what I'm doing, because I didn't go through a 12-step. I don't know if you did. It just, for me, it wasn't the thing. Okay, cool. Well, cool either way, if you did or not. Yeah. But so I created a 6-step thing, but it wasn't to quit drinking or quit using. It was just how I call it 6 steps to access your highest self. So because that's what you inevitably do, is you connect to that highest version of yourself that wants the best, for yourself, and that's in alignment with who you are. So I teach this program now in groups. I actually have one starting on Monday. But yeah, it's just like it's super simple, and the way it sounds, the habits sound easy, and it's like, oh,
Right.
just do that, sure. But it's once you start implementing it that you start running into all these different things. And something I say all the time, which you reminded me of in your 5 C's, I'm like waiting for you to say this C, but you didn't, is I say this all the time to my clients: you get to choose.
Yes.
You get to choose. You don't like your job, you get to choose whether or not you want to work there, look for something different. You're not happy in your relationship, you get to choose how you show up in your life. So it's something that we forget, that we can choose. And I had that realization before I left my job in legal. Before I had, a couple of different times I had to sit there and put my hand on my heart and say, wait a minute, I don't have to work here. I can leave, so I did. And it was just this huge awakening. So for anyone that's watching, if that's you, send Brandy a message, send me a message if you want to know more about how to align with what we're talking about. On the heels of that, Brandy, I do want to ask you, people that watch this are going to want to contact you for sure. And where is the best place for them to do that? Where should they find you?
The best place to contact me is to email me, which is theselflovechallenge@gmail.com. And my book is on Amazon, but I'm happy to send my chapter. If you email me, I can just send you the link and you can read it. It'll take maybe 15 minutes and give you some ideas to work through some of those 5 C's.
Oh, I love that. So I'll also ask you to send me the links to the Amazon book link, and to your email, and I'll just post those if that's okay with you, so people can just click and go. So it's easier. And then we have a few minutes left, so I just want to throw this ball back in your court and ask you, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I love that you talked about choices because it's so important. And there were so many other things I could have put in all of those steps. And so I'm glad that you highlighted that, because I do emphasize the importance of choices. And a lot of people think that we don't have them, but you do. It's just that people don't want to acknowledge some of the consequences that come with those choices, but you always have a choice. And then just to circle back on the drinking aspect, society wants everyone to put a label on themselves for everything. And so people don't have to identify as an alcoholic to question their relationship with it. So if you're watching this and you're being triggered, just it's an opportunity to become self-aware and ask yourself, there's a gray area of drinking, and you can fall along, on that spectrum. So 2 resources that I like to give people. One is a book called Quit Like a Woman. Absolutely loved it. It was like part memoir, part steps of just her journey with alcohol, and some practical tips that people can implement. And it's highly researched and specifically geared towards women on why we're targeted in the alcohol industry, how it's marketed to us, all of those things. And then another book I really enjoyed was called Alcohol Lied to Me. Quick read, and it just explains a lot behind the scenes of drinking, and it'll give you those aha moments. So I wanted to highlight that. And then finally, I want to encourage all of the people in the legal community watching this to prioritize a passion project. I talk about that in my book chapter, and it's so important that you do something outside of your work. And for anyone watching this, for that matter, prioritize a passion project, because you are more than what you do 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, and find something that really brings you happiness outside of your career. And that could be perhaps a hobby that you enjoy that you haven't made time for, or something that you're wanting to learn, a new skill, but just doing something that really brings you joy and detaching from the outcome of what that has to be, rather than thinking, okay, I'm going to do this and I want this specific outcome from it. Just do it. Allow yourself to have fun and give yourself permission to change your mind as you go, because your projects can change, your goals can change, and just giving yourself that permission to make yourself and your happiness a priority, not an option.
Yeah, absolutely. That's excellent advice. And so the link to the chapter, if you want to set the link to the chapter with this video, we can do that. If you'd rather have people email you, we'll set it up. But
Okay.
I'm looking forward to reading it. And also, a little bit more about the passion project. I was thinking, okay, what's yours? Well, this is your passion project, clearly.
Yes, it is.
So, in my own journey, my passion project started out similarly before I just made the leap and stopped my 9 to 5 corporate gig altogether to do it. It's not, you don't have to go all in like I did. You can definitely, and I didn't actually. For years I coached before I left, but there's this whole idea of all or nothing that people have. They think, oh, there's no way I can do it, there's so much involved, but it's really just a little bit at a time. It's just a little bit here and there. When I first started coaching, I had one client every 2 months or something, and I just kind of was dabbling, and my methods have totally changed since then. I found where my zone of genius is. It's more in the intuitive abilities that I have, and in teaching people how to access theirs. And it's the creative aspect of coaching. What I do, I create marketing materials, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm really, really passionate about, that I'm really good at, that I never knew at the beginning. So it's going to change and evolve no matter what you do. If you come out with a sneaker design, it's going to evolve as people wear it, and you're going to shift and change according to feedback. So same with anything. So I'm so glad you said that is very important. Thanks so much for being here, Brandy. I really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the feedback from your video. And if you need anything, you know where to reach me, gaildamiano.com, or email me, or find me anywhere on social media. If you Google me, I'm the whole first page that comes up, Gail Damiano, which is pretty cool. And I guess that's it. Have a great day, a wonderful week, and I'm here if you need me.